I think we are live. What is going on here? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I see that actually there's people commenting already. Nice. Bob J G5F, Lenny J717, Appendra. It's going to be too hard for me to read these. So I'm not going to. So what's going on, everybody? Brian Official, Kick 70, Scott Descartes. All right, you guys excited? I will have to wait like another minute or two to get started because obviously, 1 p.m. Eastern. Actually, you know what? Let's put in the chat really quick. What is, where's everybody from? I saw somebody from Australia. Is it morning in Australia? For some reason, it isn't 14 hours ahead of me, which would be 3 a.m. Charles, New York City. I'm New Jersey, UAE. Nigeria, Philippines, Pakistan, India, Trinidad. Beautiful place. California, UK. 4 a.m. Oh man, you got up early for this local league, bro. Jeez. Louisville, Kentucky, Nigeria, Butch, Connecticut. Right here, sir. Actually, let me ask you a question while you guys put this in here. Those from Nigeria, tell me, are you guys running marketing, doing marketing from like still into the US? I know that a lot of people in like Dubai, even though they're in Dubai, they're running marketing agencies out of Dubai and getting landing clients in the US. So it doesn't matter where you're from. This is going to work anywhere in the world, as long as you got a laptop, phone, and the will to make it work. Florida, Palestine, Belgrade, Serbia. Ooh, that's a far, far away. Macedonia. Nice. Canada. All right, sweet. All right, you guys ready to get started or what? I'm ready to get started. So let's get this. All right, let me do two things. Let me share my screen. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me, right? I'm just going to do the whole screen. Then I'm going to flip over here and hit present. Actually, I have to do something. Let me slide this over so then I can actually see if there's any comments. All right, so let's present this. There we go. Perfect. I can see this perfectly. Yes, you can hear me. Everything's good. So I'm going to go through, there's going to be some slides. I need to lay the foundation for everybody. So that's extremely important. Let me turn my phone off. That I lay a certain foundation so you understand where I'm coming from, why this is going to work, and how freaking easy this is going to be. Okay. Obviously, knowledge, what stops people from going from point A to point B is just a knowledge gap. Okay. And then there's two pieces to it. There's a knowledge gap, not knowing what to do. And then there's a belief gap that you have to overcome within yourself, because we are all trained to be employees. We are trained to follow directions. We are trained to do exactly what I believe is going to be taken away from most people, which is AI is coming for your job, whether you believe it or not. Okay. And knowing that should light a fire under you know what, because I'm going to show you how to use it to make money and survive this AI revolution. And I'm going to give you stats that are going to blow you away. As a matter of fact, today I even pulled more stats. I didn't have time to get it on the presentation, but these things are scary as hell. But there's beauty in fear. There's opportunity. So before we start, obviously, I'm going to ask you guys to mute your notifications. I just did my phone. Close your tabs, grab a notebook, get a pen. I want you to take some notes. But again, like I said in the beginning, we this isn't rocket science, and that's the beauty of it. And the beauty of AI is it sounds complicated, but it actually is really simple. It's just, again, the knowledge and belief gap. Now, I am actually standing up for this. So if I rock this too much, tell me to stop rocking because I'm leaning up against it. I'm on my desk. I never do these things standing up. So I must be really, really excited. All right. Yeah. So it could be the feed, your internet, if I'm sluggish. All right. But for some people, I may be sluggish. Who wrote the camera? It's just one person saying that. But there could be a little sluggish reality to this. So when you say not working too well, what do you mean? Sluggish? Because I'm looking over here and I can see I'm a little sluggish. But everybody else, you're good? I just want to make sure that we're good before I keep going. Okay, so it might be your internet kick 70. All right, so if you're anything like me, you've probably been hearing about AI nonstop. Now, I hope this is obvious. Okay, I hope that everybody knows what AI is. I hope that everybody understands that it's here to stay. I hope that that everybody knows this is your future. Okay, AI is your future. And maybe you're a little nervous. Maybe you're wondering, am I going to be left behind? Because I know for a fact that I was extremely nervous because I had the same feeling you have right now. The uncertainty and fear is the same feeling I had, even if I go back to when I was a vice principal in a high school making $60,000 a year, knowing that one day my salary would not cut it. I don't know if anybody feels that way, but if I go back to 2002 all the way to 2014, money was not in abundance. Okay. It's the same feeling that changed everything for me because it pushed me to change and build a business that would go on to make millions. Let me ask you guys a question. Now, there's a few things that I need to make sure that we are kosher for YouTube and we are kosher for the laws that are in place. I will be going through my own results and I will be going through other people's results running this business, running the way I'm going to teach it today. So please, I need you guys to understand that, let's say my results are not typical. I believe you could accomplish everything you want in life, but by law and for YouTube standards, I need to say my results are not typical. And any results I show you of others are not a guarantee of income. Can everybody agree and put an agreement in the chat, understanding that we live in a time where you can't just say you're going to become a millionaire in 5 minutes. Okay. I know 10 years ago, I used to be able to get away with that, but I think transparency is important. And I think it's important for you guys to know that by showing you this doesn't guarantee you're going to go and make, $1,000 today. Can you? Yeah, but it doesn't guarantee you will. Okay. Everybody gets it? All right. For those who do not know me, really quick, my name is James Bonadis. And before scaling my agency to $35 million, I was a vice principal at a high school. And before that, I was a teacher teaching. I want you guys to guess what it was. I'm not going to waste time trying to wait for guesses, but I was a keyboard teacher. ASDFJKL semi, the QWERTY keyboard. That's how old I am. I was teaching kids how to type fast because back in the day, if you go back to 2002, like if you could type fast, you can get a lot of jobs. People wanted people to be able to type fast. So it was actually a really important course back in like 2002 to 2007. And I literally sat there all day teaching high school kids how to type fast because most of them were like this, pounding the keyboard. And I would be like, no, you got to lay your hands, ASDF, JKL semi, the QWERTY keyboard. And so that's what I did for many, many years. And I did have a safe career. I mean, everybody told me it was going to be safe, right? Pension, benefits, summers off, but I was obviously miserable. Now, I don't want to say I was miserable when I was young, when I was like 22 years old. I thought I had the world in my hands, making $22,000 a year before the internet was really a big thing. I didn't live in a time where I can go on Instagram and see 22-year-olds making $100,000 a month. So I thought I was doing pretty damn good. But then what happens? You meet somebody, you get married, you have a kid or two, and you're like, I'm broke. I am really broke. Okay. And so, yeah, I was miserable, broke, and I couldn't provide the life that I wanted for my family. This is my wife, my two kids. This was taken a few years ago in Turkey. Actually, I traveled to Turkey every single year. My wife is Eastern European, and her parents literally have three countries that they can travel to. Not many countries ever since the war broke out in 21 or 22. She's from Russia. Her whole family is still in Russia. And if it wasn't for this business and the internet, there is zero way I would have ever afforded to be able to bring my family to meet her family in Russia, and it would have been really, really bad. Okay, especially for my wife and my kids. Right, they want to see their grandparents, and to be able to just travel there, stay there for 3 weeks at an all-inclusive resort, bring money to her family, and because of luxury. I don't want to sit on a plane and coach for 9 hours there and 11 hours back. I'm able to get the first class tickets. And I'm not here to brag about that. I'm here to tell you that I worked my effing ass off to provide that life because I had a fire lit under me. I didn't make excuses. I wanted to. I didn't quit, although I wanted to. But you reap the rewards exponentially when you can actually sit down and implement the things you learn and not just talk about the things you learn. Okay. So in 2014, I did what so many of you have done. I've started a side hustle, a freaking marketing agency back in 2014. Never heard of it before then. Okay. And back then it was hard, it was slow, it was expensive, it was frustrating. And when I first started, I literally had no clue what I was doing. And some of you may or may not believe me, but it's so crazy to think about this. I saw a Facebook ad about learning how to get local businesses more leads and customers. And as cliche as it sounds, like a freaking Facebook ad changed my life. Because if I didn't see that, I don't know what I would be doing. Probably still, a vice principal in a high school making 110,000 a year 20 years later, right? And my property taxes are 20 grand. It wouldn't be too good. And so I can attribute acting on what I saw. It made sense. It was logical. I tried other stuff, all the Amazon stuff and MLMs and all that crap. I gave it a go, e-commerce, but this was logical to me, and it's still to this day is logical, and I believe is the best business to ever get into. I can't imagine what else is there. And I say long term, by the way, get into long term. Can you go and figure out TikTok shop and make a boatload of money? Yeah. Is that a fad? Yeah. Until the next thing comes out. Local businesses ain't going anywhere, and they will always need more leads and customers. And after 4 years of working nights, weekends, and early mornings on my agency while still working a full-time job, 4 years I did it. 4 years. I retired from teaching at the age of 38. Believe it or not, with a pension. It's not going to be a big pension, but I'll start collecting that at 59, I think, 59 and a half or whatever. And so I was able to retire and believe it or not, still get a pension, which is beyond me. I think it'll be like $2,500 a month when I hit 60 years old. Cool. And so, I was able to get rid of it because I made in 2017, at that time, being a vice principal, I was making about 95,000, 100,000 a year. Again, it might sound like a lot of money to a lot of people, but you have to understand where I live. New Jersey is like the highest property taxes in the entire country. Then you have your state taxes, then you have your federal taxes, and then you have your sales taxes. Yeah, they just take about 50%. So as you can imagine, 100 grand, 50 of it is gone, and I'm left with 50 to pay 20 of it to property taxes, which leaves me 30 to live on with 2 kids. Yeah, not possible. Cars, so on and so forth, right? Maybe a vacation. And 2017, I made 300 grand in my marketing agency. And with a partner, he made 300 and I made 300. And I said to myself, like, dude, if you do not leave when you just 3x'd your job, like you got a problem. You got a problem, man. You're too fearful. And by the way, I was very scared. And then I went all in. All right. And after a while, it was crushing me. Client delivery was taking too long. The stress became unbearable. Right. I don't want to complain about making good money, but I was doing a lot of this stuff myself. Right. and then AI changed everything. So from 2000, I would say, let's look at 2018 to about 2023. I would say 2018 to 2020 was a horrific year, as you can imagine. The world shuts down, businesses were shut, and I'm trying to keep my clients from canceling, right? And a lot of people dealt with that, but we made it through, got them all back. They eventually came back. Most of them did. And then everybody went online, which made our business even more insanely valuable because the local businesses that weren't online were shut down and there was no business except online. And they were like, all right, what I got to do next is I got to get online. I got to figure out how to show up in the Google Map Pack. I got to figure out how to show up higher on Google. I got to figure out I got to keep my leads somewhere in something called a CRM. Like this is what they all went through. And now there was millions of more businesses that were looking for people like us. Okay. Yeah, this will be on YouTube, guys. So you're good. All right. So then, yeah, so AI really started, and then Go High Level came around, right? I started using that in 22, which kind of simplified the agency world, and then AI changed everything. Okay. Client delivery sped up. The agency's overhead, my agency's overhead dropped, and we went from 19 employees down to 2 when we started implementing AI into our marketing agency. I want you to think about that for a second. 19 employees to 2. And so when I started this presentation, what did I say to you guys? AI is coming for your job. And it is, especially if you sit behind a computer. And that meant one thing: more clients, less overhead, more money in my pocket. And if I fast forward to today, 12 years in this business, one of the old ones out there. And by the way, 12 years in this business and 8 years strong teaching this business. And if I go back 8 years, by the way, I go off on a lot of tangents, guys, so please bear with me, but they all connect and they all make sense of why I'm talking about certain things. If I go back to 8 years ago, and then I rewind or I fast forward from 8 years, can I tell you guys how many people have been teaching this whole marketing agency thingy and didn't survive? And they didn't survive because they came in, taught some crap, people didn't get results, and they couldn't sell it anymore to people. And here we are 8 years later, strong, still teaching this and adapting to what the market is telling us. Obviously, AI is huge. All right. So again, 35 million generated. Again, results not typical. Please do not think you'll make millions purely based on today's training. All right. This is just an award I get. I've gotten a bunch of awards. You can probably see me behind me. Go High Level awards. They still owe me some. ClickFunnels awards. There's another ClickFunnels award here. So I mean, if I mention ClickFunnels, you guys know I've definitely been doing this for a long time, right? Don't use it anymore. And on top of that, 17,900 plus students coached. I think we just ticked over 18,000 total students in the last 8 years have paid to learn from us, whether in a very close proximity, meaning like more hand holding and one-on-one versus just like some low ticket thing that like a PDF or whatever. Okay. And we have 990 plus Trustpilot reviews with a 4.9 star rating. And what I love, I don't know why nobody ever shows this. Maybe that they're not, but like both of our agency and coaching is A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. I don't know why. I'm so proud of that, but nobody ever mentions that. No other coaches ever mentioned that. But I love it. I always keep this behind me. And so whatever, I know what I'm doing, know what I'm talking about. All right. Now, look, I'm literally not perfect. I'm not a genius. I'm far from it. I used to teach keyboarding for Christ's sake, but I'm a guy from New Jersey who had to figure this out the hard way because I had a family to provide for, probably like most of you. Do you agree? Yes, it's recorded. And I've made every single mistake in the book. Clients have fired me. I've had months where I was worried I wouldn't make payroll. I had months I was worried I wasn't going to make a mortgage payment. Okay. Again, I go back to 2020, man. That, like, you want to talk about building tough skin? Like, that made me rock solid, but it almost broke me at the same time. But that's exactly why I believe I can help you, because I've already stepped on every single freaking landmine that you don't now have to. Okay. I'm a simple guy who have made all the mistakes of trying to complicate everything. And I would say at 46 years old, I've learned that if something seems too complicated, skip over it and find things that are more simple. Okay. And I'm not telling you this to brag, it's quite the opposite. I'm telling you. And the beautiful thing is, it's 100 times easier now than it was when I started because of artificial intelligence. And this is not a joke. And so the next 45 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this. All right. So right now, I want to ask you guys one thing. Focus and turn all the distractions. I think you already did, because what I'm about to show you could change the way you make money forever. And I'm going to show it to you in the simplest way possible. All right. Yeah, I don't know how Russell Brunson is doing. And if you stay into the end, I'm going to give you something special. All right. Something that's going to help you apply everything we learned today for free. And I'm going to give away an AI website profit blueprint. It's a PDF that you could use like a checklist so you don't skip any steps. So, like, step one, do this. Step two, do this. Step three, do this. I'll drop it in the chat later on, but it's going to be at the end. So please stay until the end. Otherwise, you're wasting your time right now. You guys got to watch this all the way through to understand everything, not skip around. And I don't know. I think I have Jacob on here. Jacob, is this going to be a replay on this? He'll answer. I don't remember what we decided. And again, I just want to remind everybody, this is for YouTube too. Results are not typical. They're going to vary greatly. There's no guarantee you're going to make any money using these techniques, ideas, and these materials. Examples that I'm going to show you, these materials are not to be interpreted as a promise or guarantee of earnings. And I really, really want to stay compliant in everything that I do, and not overpromise things that, again, I don't want you guys to think anything is guaranteed. Okay. It's the exact system that my students use to land their first $500 to $3,000 paying client. All right. And if you could see up here, and some of you may ask, what's the difference, James, between a $500 client and a $3,000 client? Right. And I would say, honestly, the biggest difference is confidence, is the ability and time, confidence and time. So, for example, if I could see the names on here, I kind of know. Well, Lance Wolf right here, this is like a couple months ago. He had a project for a website. He charged $4,000 for it, right? Why? Because he's learned, built confidence, but his first few clients were $500. Barber's been around for a little bit of time, $1,500 for a website rebuild. Okay. And then you have some other ones that are more new. If I could find one. This thing's in the way. But I think this was, here you go, $400 a month for some of the stuff that they're doing. All right. So it just comes down really to confidence. Landing your first few clients. I've always told people, like, hell, it doesn't matter what you charge. Like, all you're doing is spending your time. But what that time could do for you is give you case studies, give you the ability to ask for referrals, makes you believe in yourself, makes you believe that what you've been taught, if put into action, actually works. And to me, if I go back 12 years, that was the number one thing that I wanted to accomplish when I first learned this business was, if somebody just says yes to me, I don't care about the money. It's all right. What I learned, I put into practice. I reached out and somebody said yes. So now if somebody's willing to give me a try for $0, I'm sure somebody out there will want to give me 500 and 1,000 and 5,000. Okay. That is all about building belief. All right. So like I said, I'm going to give this to you live on class, and we'll take the PDF down. All right. So you're going to have to stay till the end. And in case you don't know me again, these are the same principles that I've learned after generating millions. So to get a read of the room, this is very important for me. Let's run a quick quiz just to see how well you guys know me. I want to kind of understand how you know me when you first saw me, so I understand kind of your level of understanding about this. Okay. So I'm going to put statements on the screen, and you put the number that matches you in the chat. All right. Okay. So put in the chat 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, if you watch me regularly. 2, you know me and watch me occasionally. 3, you've heard of me. 4, you've never heard of me. Maybe you came from an ad and you have no idea why the hell I'm talking about what I'm talking about. So I'll wait for you to put that. All right. So we got a 4, a 1, a 3. A 1, a 3, a 4. Good. I like to see. Oh, it's a whole combo of things. Keep putting it in. Keep putting it in. Keep putting it in. Nice. I love the 4. First of all, the 1s, I appreciate you. The 2s, I appreciate you. The 3s, now you know me. Nice to meet you. And the 4s, now you know me. Nice to meet you. And I love the 3s and 4s because ultimately you're going to learn some stuff today too. Well, I mean, everybody will, but still. Nice. All right, sweet. All right, so now that is done, let's get into it. I'm going to start by telling you something extremely, extremely uncomfortable. And keep putting them in there if you're going, because I'll keep checking. So something that's like most people don't want to hear, but I promise I'm also going to show you the light at the end of the tunnel, the opportunity where this is not all doom and gloom. All right, there's a lot of positives that's going to come out of today. But in order to understand what equals positivity, we also have to have the flip side of it and understand why we need to look beyond what we see in front of our eyes. So let me ask you something. For those of you who do have a job, do you feel safe in your job right now? Put it in the chat. Do you feel safe in your job right now? And a lot of the 4s, maybe you guys don't understand what's happening in the world. So maybe you do feel safe. That's why I want to understand this. Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Somewhat, but I want more. I love it. Okay. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I never feel safe from working for someone else. Can this work for any age? Yes. Yes, no, no, no. Keep putting them in there. Let me get a bunch more comments because I want to see where you guys are standing. All right. All right. So a couple yeses and now a lot of no's are coming in. Yes. Okay. Jesse's unemployed, not working. Cool. Okay. So we got no's and we got yeses, but more no's than yeses. All right. If so, I want to kind of give you guys an understanding of what's happening right now in the economy. And it's the uncomfortable truth of 2026. Here's what's happening. Companies are cutting their workforce at record rates because obviously of what? AI. Okay? If you have not heard, Jack Dorsey, who's the parent of Square and Cash App, the tools that are behind it, he laid off 40% of his workforce. All right? 40%. That's a lot of people. And why? Because of AI. And it's not a startup. That's one of the biggest tech companies in the world. And he's not the only one. Oracle is the latest tech company slashing jobs over AI. Companies laying off staff this year include Amazon, Citi, and Atlassian. AI was behind 50,000 layoffs in 25. The AI job cuts are here. Amazon, UPS, and other major companies are making big job cuts. Is AI to blame? All right. Companies across America are cutting 15 to 40% of their employees, according to the Wall Street Journal. Not because business is bad. If anything, the economy is growing faster than ever before, but because AI can do the work instead. Accountants are feared to be replaced. Copywriters replaced. Customer service reps replaced. Truck drivers, you don't believe truck drivers? Self-driving taxis are already on the road. If you work a white collar job, or if you sit at a desk and do anything that involves a computer, your job is at risk. Not in 5 years, like we used to think, in the next 12 to 24 months. And this isn't me trying to fearmonger you, but this is what we're reading right now in the news. AI isn't just about replacing jobs, some jobs. It's about replacing all of them. AI in the future of work. Is AI closing the door on entry-level job opportunities? Yes. AI is set to replace workers across 41% of companies in the next 5 years. Robots are taking over low-skilled jobs. Can it work for 13-year-olds old? Yeah. Can you pick up a phone? Can you walk into businesses? Yeah, it could work, man. It could work. And by the way, I'll tell you a story of my 14-year-old son in a minute. So this is reality. And most people, they're not paying attention. And maybe it includes you. Okay. Maybe you're scrolling on TikTok after work while your career is being automated. But I want you to stay with me because what I'm about to show you next is the reason I told you to grab a notebook. But real quick, not to like really beat this beat the dead horse here, but this is like new data that came out. Challenger Gray, huge company, 1.17 million layoffs. Amazon, 30,000 jobs cut. I talked about Jack Dorsey. Anthropic CEO predicts 50% of white collar jobs will be gone. And International Monetary Fund, AI is hitting the labor market like a tsunami. Most people are not prepared. Some scary stuff. Although this is scary, there's one thing that we don't talk about enough. AI isn't all bad news. It's only bad news for people who don't learn how to use it. Because for business owners, AI, honestly, is the best news ever. While AI is replacing some jobs, it's creating massive opportunities for others. And to prove that, here's more good news. A lot of businesses just aren't going to get automated by AI. Do you know who is not going to get replaced by AI? You can answer it really quick in the chat. Who's not going to get replaced? God will never be replaced. Correct. Okay, good. Trades. Who else? Give me a couple more answers. Craftsmen, AI experts, people who know AI, the food industry, owners. I'll tell you who's not. Plumbers, electricians, HVAC technicians, dog groomers, roofers, landscapers, personal fitness coaching, hair salon stylists, roof repairs, chiropractors, dentists, financial planners, maybe, tattoo artists, divorce attorneys, mortgage buyers, mortgage and real estate, plastic surgeons. And I could go on and 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 on about thousands of different niches that use their hands. Okay. Now, some may argue, well, robots are going to do it. Fine. But if I need to replace my ligament in my knee, well, I should. That's probably the worst excuse because there are robots. It's probably the worst thing to say because I think there are robots that do that now. But they're usually overseen by doctors. It's just you don't just like lay down and the robot goes, sit down, please. Take your pants off now. I'm going to inject you and put you to sleep. Okay, so you get the point, right? No robot is touching my hair. And by the way, my wife is a hairstylist, and she's like, I wish I could get a robot over here to help me. But yeah, no robot touching your hair. Small service-based businesses will thrive, but only those who are online. Remember, I told you the story in 2020 how millions all of a sudden woke up and were like, I need to be online. Well, there's still, well, we'll talk about that in a second because I'm going to show you an opportunity that's going to blow your mind. Maybe you won't believe me, but it's true. Somebody said self-employed. Well, that depends. That depends. There's other businesses, if you start your own business, that could be replaced. A robot is not coming to fix your garage door or detail your car. So what does this mean? It means local service businesses are AI proof. At least. I'm not going to even say at least. Again, am I going to have a robot come and fix my plumbing? I'm not opening the door to a robot. I'm sorry. So I would say that they are AI proof for eternity. But they will always need customers too. So although they are safe, how many actually go out of business because they are not online? They don't know how to digitally show up in front of their customers, okay? So in a marketplace where 50 to 70% of corporate jobs might get replaced by AI, I would say a lot of them will, local service-based businesses will thrive. And guess what's even crazier? A third of them have a massive problem that literally you can solve very easily and make a lot of money doing it. All right? 11 million businesses just in the US alone don't even have a website. Go look it up if you don't believe me. Just type it right now into Google. How many local businesses in the US do not have a website? Or ask AI for it. Okay? There's 11 million of them, 1/3. And I want you to let that really, 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 really sink in for a second. Okay? So if they don't have a website, how are they even in business? Well, they're in business because of referrals. But I'm going to give you a perfect example of what that does. My son plays lacrosse. A guy by the name of Tony doesn't have a website. I don't even know, like, doesn't have anything. And he specializes in hot water replacement because he makes a boatload of money from it. But 80% of his calls come from referrals. So if he doesn't have a hot water replacement, he doesn't really have a job. Now, he is because his son plays so many sports, he has, a decent network of people that he usually gets a couple jobs a week, okay? I'm not gonna say he's like the most motivated guy in the world. He makes some money, but he like doesn't really want to leave his house if he's not gonna make a lot of money. That's how some plumbers are. But there are plumbers out there that want to build a bigger business and they just don't know what to do or how to do it. Okay. Oh, okay. So the next video I'm gonna show you a video. Okay. Um, And in this video, I don't know if anybody knows who Alex Hormozy is. The guy's done hundreds of millions of dollars online. Matter of fact, I was on stage with him in 2016 at a ClickFunnels event, and who knew he would grow to be what he is today? Um, but he's huge, right? And so he's kind of like a lot of his time has gone to helping businesses, and he has this $5,000 in-person event that he does, and he records it. And I want you to listen carefully to um, in this 1-minute video what is being said here. Hold on. Let me go right from the beginning. Okay, you ready? All right. There's no sound probably because you know what? I wonder if I can all right, I don't want to hold on. If there's no sound, let me stop this. Jesus. Okay, so if there's no sound, that it's probably because I'm using my mic and it's on my iMac. Basically, this guy comes for business help and he sells websites. That's all he does is sell websites. And he's done $20 million in revenue. You know what? I really want you guys to listen to this. So let me see if I can go to my YouTube studio and change the sound over here. Oh, come on. Oops. Because it's that important. Let me see if I is there a way to change sound settings? Maybe not. Yeah, I know. I know you guys can't hear it. I'm seeing if I could change the mic to internal mic, but I don't see it anywhere. I guess I have to change it in the beginning. Anyway, all right, whatever. Um, so he goes to Alex Samosi and he said he has he's done $20 million selling websites. All right. And he's scared to death that AI is now going to ruin his business. And Hermosi says, why? And the guy's like, well, you could like build these sites so fast and so easy and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm worried that the business owners are going to do it. Hermosi basically laughs at him. And the guy kind of says, yeah, I guess you're right. He's like, most of my clients are service-based businesses and they literally know nothing about technology. And he's like, right. And so he's like, what's the problem? And the guy's like, well, I just, I have all these people building these sites. And so Hermosi goes, well, are you using AI to build the site? And guy's like, no. And he's like, well, why? You get the point, right? The guy does $20 million selling a $450 website. Divide that. How many customers that is? Okay. He's afraid of his own business that AI is going to take over because of AI websites. And he's not even using AI to build the websites. He's like coding it by hand, HTML code. You get the point of how big this market is. So 11 million businesses, no website in 2026. That doesn't even include those who are losing customers because they have a crappy website. These businesses are completely invisible online. and their potential customers are searching for businesses like theirs on Google right now, but they can't find them. It's as if they're hiding from their own customers and they don't even know it. Now, imagine how much money these businesses would make if they had a website and they could be found online. That could make them an extra few $1,000s a month. But here's the problem: most of these local business owners don't know the first thing about building websites, and maybe some of you don't either. And believe it or not, they also don't know the first thing about AI, and that is 100% fact. And that's where you come in, and what I'm going to show you today. What if you could build them a website that will get them more customers and charge them $500 to $3,000 for it? That would be great, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover today. All right. I'm going to show you how to build high converting professional websites in 10 to 15 minutes, how to sell these websites to businesses for $500 to $3,000 a pop, and how to turn these website clients into monthly recurring revenue. That's what we're going to walk through today. And before you say, James, I don't know the first thing about building websites, I'm going to show you where AI can help fix your problem, even if you don't know how to code, even if you're not tech savvy, and even if you've never used AI before. And most people don't know this, but AI can build super professional, high converting websites in under 10 to 15 minutes using simple prompts. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this live class. Now, just so you know you're in the right place, let's talk about who this class is for, because my goal with this is to help 5 types of people. I want to see how many of each there are today. So put a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in chat. You hate your job. You feel underappreciated, underpaid. That's 1. 2, your income can't support the life you want. 3, you want more freedom. 4, you've tried making money online, but nothing worked. Or 5, you're afraid that AI will take your job. Where do you fall in this bucket? Literally 4. You've tried. Okay. So we got 4, 3, 4, 4. I had a feeling a lot of people would be 4s. You want more freedom. 2, your income can't support the life you want. 3, shuffle, top 9, 3, 8. You don't know. We'll just call it, say it, all of them. 2, 3, 2 and 3, 4, 3, 2, 2. So your income can't support, you want more freedom, and you've tried everything you could. 2, 3, 4. All right. Sweet. Yeah. So a lot of 2, 3, 4s. That's what I figured would happen. And if you put the number in the chat, then you're in the right place. But let me tell you who this is really for. This is for you if you refuse to be a victim. It's for you if you see a massive shift happening, and instead of backing down, you say, I'm going to be on the right side of this. So for those of you who are putting 2, 3, 4, right, it's about opportunity and about making money. This is for the select for you few who like don't want to just consume information, but you act on it. All right. Because here, remember at the beginning, I said knowledge gap. So there's the knowledge gap in between the ears. And then for most people, they gain the knowledge and then they do nothing with it. So for a lot of you who put the 3s, how many times have you learned something new? And maybe you thought you put it in action, but did you really? Did life get in the way? Were bills due? Maybe you're young and you felt like, you just like you didn't have the clout or you didn't have the experience and you talked yourself out of it. Like nobody's going to listen to me. I'm only 18, 19, 20 years old. Okay? This is about acting on it. Taking the knowledge and doing something with it. What I'm going to show you today could honestly, if you actually act on it, can transform your life. Because I'm going to show you the 3 pillars of surviving this AI revolution, or forget the even surviving it, just actually learning something new and putting it into action and making money. Okay. Leveraging it and how to get to 10,000 a month. And for us to start, let's play a quick game. True or false? I'm going to say something, you type. I'm going to wait 15 seconds for each of these questions. Then I'll go to the next one. I'm going to say something, you type true or false in the chat. All right. You need coding skills to build a professional website. True or false? Quickly give me a true or false. Be fast. Not 100%. Give me give me words. I want words. Yeah, you could just do it F or T. You need coding skills to build a professional website. False. True. 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 False. Come on, give me more. I need more. Give me like 10, 15 people at least. I see a lot of hearts, but I don't see so We have all wow, I'm actually surprised a lot of you are saying true. False. False, 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 false. You do not need any. My 14-year-old son built a website in under 15 minutes, and I sold it for him for $2,000. AI did it 98% of the work. I sat him down. I gave him the tool. I gave him the prompt. He pasted it. It built the site. I showed him how to edit certain things. And then I went out and sold it. He can't even drive a car, but he built a $2,000 website. Now, let's talk about, I want you to think about that. Let's talk about value, because I know people say, well, when we get into like the live build, well, who would pay $2,000 for a website that looks like that? Well, people who don't have one, or people who have literally garbage websites that they paid $2,000 for 10 years ago, or even $10,000 10 years ago. Most local businesses think that a website costs $7,000 to $10,000 because that's what people used to charge. And that's why so many of them do not have a website, because they didn't have the money to pay for it 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago. All right, let's do another TF. True, false. You can't sell websites in 2026 because everyone already has one. I think you know the answer to this one, right? What did I ask again? You can't sell because true. No. False. Okay. False. We just talked about this. 11 million of them don't have one. False. Good. So 11 million don't have it. All right. That doesn't even include the businesses that have crappy ones. So imagine how many businesses that actually really is. You need thousands of dollars to start an agency and make money online. True or false? Do you need thousands of dollars to start a marketing agency and make money online? True. Somebody says true. I don't know if they're answering the old one or the new one, but whatever. No, you do not. You need a laptop, internet connection, and the right system. That's it. I think this is the last one. Your job is safe. All right. I already got that answer early on, so we'll skip that one. So AI today is able to do more than people realize. And yet most people are still stuck on ChatGPT. Most people don't even know how to say that. ChatGPT. But here's the reality. AI already does way more than you can even imagine, and it's improving faster than ever before. And the crazy thing is, you don't even know how good AI actually is. But here's the thing. All the businesses who are getting ready to cut your jobs, they're investing into AI to replace all of you and your colleagues. But as I mentioned, we're going to help you solve that today. Last question. Local businesses won't pay $2,000 for a website. I hit that one earlier. We talked about why they would. Okay. False. They would pay 500, 200, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, because imagine the value a website could bring them. If a business makes a few $1,000s from a client, and if having a website could bring them 10, 20,000 new clients a month in their local area, then you're adding hundreds of thousands of dollars in value for eternity for 2,000. Now, why are you teaching this? You've made millions yourself. Why not just keep doing it yourself? And here's the honest answer. So AI changed my business when I went from 19 employees down to 2 and started making way more money with it. And I realized something, that this isn't just a business opportunity. This is like literally a lifeline for most people. Okay. Millions of people stuck in jobs they hate, watching AI creep closer and closer and closer, and they have no idea what to do. In addition, I can't go out and build 11 million websites. So who cares if I teach thousands of people to do it, right? And then teach thousands of people on how to make money past the website. I can't land 11 million clients. Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people can't. So I was that person. And if I can help even a fraction of them build something of their own before it's too late, that's worth more than I can put into words. So I honestly want to help you today. And we'll talk about later on if you want more help. So I built this system that is so stupid, it's simple. Anybody could do it. And I'm going to give you the entire playbook. So now that you understand what we're going to cover, I want to make sure you guys are properly focused. Tell me that you're ready to start live building. You guys ready? Let's get into it. The live AI build. I think I'm supposed to stop here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So let me pull over the first tool that we're going to use, which is called Lovable. Okay. This is an AI tool that helps build websites. All right. Now, did I delete my prompt? I deleted my I deleted my slide with it that I had a prompt in here. Let me go grab my prompt from my school community. We're gonna make this really, really easy. Let me grab a prompt here. All right. Let me copy it and paste it, and then I'll walk you through it. Now, let me just pull up. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me just scroll down a little bit so you can see how many websites I've been building for the past, I don't know, 3, 6 months. Okay, this is all local businesses building websites for them. Okay, all of these. Some have sold, some have not, some I'm still trying to sell. All right. So, what I want to do is show you the simplest version of this. So, I'm going to paste this here. Now, for those of you who do know, a prompt is basically instructions. When you talk to AI, they call it, okay? It's just basically instructions. What do I want AI to do? All right. So this is a prompt. You could be you could explain something in simple terms, or you can, like, I have this prompt already. So I'm going to use it. Okay. So you are a senior web developer with 15, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but with 15 plus years of experience building $10,000 plus websites, and an expert in conversion optimization for B2B blue collar landing pages. Your task, build a one, oh no, we're going to change. I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong prompt. That is a landing page. Let's go to a website. Let me delete this. All right. Here's a prompt. This is instructions. Okay. You are lovable, an AI web designer. You build $10,000 quality, high converting websites for blue collar B2B hardscaping company. Let's do hardscaping. Let's call it Squall Code Backyard Design and Build logo. Use the exact color palette drawn for a supplied logo. Okay, because I don't have the business yet. I'm just going to build a hardscaping website right out of the box. Okay, here's your goal. Put an offer on the top. Page flow. Hero section is just basically above the fold. Let's do BBB logo, instant social proof, FAQ, blah blah blah. This is all everything that I would want on a website. Okay, so I pasted it in here, and don't worry if you. We'll get to, at the end. I'm going to show you how you get all this stuff. All right, so this is the prompt that we're going to do, and see what happens when I just hit send. Okay. Why my comments are getting cut off. Please show today we're talking about one topic. So I'm not going to go through like custom values and field setups and all that stuff. So that's what you're here for. Um, at the end, I'll show you how you can get all those trainings. Can I make it bigger? Yeah. Okay. So this is giving me instructions. It's reading through it. And so this process, okay, um, it will take a little bit of time to build. Okay. What's going on here? All right. So now it's basically saying, here's what we're going to do. Here's your prompt. And then if I open this, all right, I want to review this. Okay. I'm going to hit approve. All right. So now you can see here it's saying thinking. I approve the plan. It's going to start reviewing. All right. So now what I do is I just sit back and I wait. I don't do anything. Okay. It was copy, paste, approve, done. Yeah, Daniel Pope. I'm really bad at social media, man. All right. All right. So that will take some time. All right. So I'm going to just jump in here really quick and let that build. All right. So that's going to build. And I have a reminder to go and check on it. It should notify me. All right. But I just want to keep going through the kind of the knowledge base while that builds. All right. So in order to sell websites to businesses, you need to find businesses that don't have one. So now I'm going to go into kind of pillar 2 here. And I'm now going to walk you guys through that live. How do you find these? How do you find the businesses that don't have websites? All right. So while that builds, we're going to just go over to Google and let's put hardscape. Since we're doing hardscape, we're doing a hardscape website. Hardscape companies near me. Okay. Now, again, for those of you who don't know, this is our sponsored ads. This is our sponsored results. This is our Google business profiles. 60 to 70% of all phone calls and clicks go to these businesses when they're searching for a business. Okay. They go right here. And so you see how you have website and directions. Well, if we go to more businesses, okay, and I'm hoping hardscaping is is a good example, and we start to scroll down, right? Hope Landscaping and Construction. You see how there's no website here? That means they don't have a website. And if I click and go into it, they got some photos. Look, they got 10 reviews. And then it says, do you own this business? Missing information. All right. If I scroll down, they have a site on Canva, which doesn't get picked up. Build Zoom Immersion Circle. They have no website. Now, if I continue to scroll, J. Calderon Landscaping does not have a website. Look, add website. Let me scroll again. Joe Fedizio and Sons Landscaping Contractors. Do they? They have a website. Now, most of the best leads you're going to find are ones that are on like page 3, 4. Okay. So we scroll. Holmes Landscaping does not have a website. It has directions, but it doesn't have a website. They have reviews. They have pictures. They don't have a website. Valley Ridge Landscaping. So as I get deeper into the results, I start to find those who don't have a website. A lot of them. All right. So we'll scroll down. Different dimensions landscaping. Let me go to the next one. Again, it doesn't matter where they're located. They don't have to be in your town. They don't have to be the next town over. They could be 5 hours from you. They could be 100 hours. They could be in California while I live in New Jersey. It doesn't matter. Okay. So what we do is we just scroll. We find the ones that don't have websites. Those are the perfect prospects that we contact. Why? They have a Google business profile, means they did something to get online. Look, they uploaded photos. They know it's important. Okay, they have one review, but they do not have a website. Okay? So is it crazy to think that they wouldn't want one? No, it's not crazy to think that they would not want one. I mean, they would. It's crazy to think that they would not want one. Now it just comes down to how do we contact them, right? We'll get into that. That's like saying like in 2005. No, let's go before that. 2000, like business owners don't have You don't have a business card? Okay, sorry, dude. Like, I don't want to work with you. I'm not gonna remember your number. So I'm just casually scrolling, kind of showing you guys like, I know I know people don't believe me. There's 11 million businesses. Look, Federici. I'm Italian, so half Italian actually. And by the way, most of these companies are like right near me. Rockledge Terrace, Wayne. All right. There is no website for him. But he went as far as uploading photos, He's got his address here. Another one, Shadow Ridge. And I can go on and on. This is one niche. I've already found 10 to 15 of them. I can go on and on about businesses. And that's one niche in one area. All right. Let's see if this. Okay, it built. All right, good. I'm glad it didn't take forever. Okay, so I copied, pasted a prompt, and we have. Let me make it a little smaller so it's not like. Actually, I think I can. Oh, I gotta hold on a second. Oh no, there we go. This is a quick website that AI built. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Telling me that you couldn't sell this thing for thousands of dollars? Federici, yeah, let's Marco. He definitely looks like a $500 client, but who cares? Well, I didn't do it. I just built a completely done, like, let's call it 80%, right? Because obviously we would have to like edit the actual truths of the business. Yeah, look, there's by the way, I've already talked to a lot of these business owners. Most of them basically say, I don't have a website because I don't have $5,000 to pay. Okay. But there are other ramifications of not having a website connected to their Google business profile. I'm not going to get into that. A website right now in 2026 connected to a Google business profile with enough reviews will make or break a local business. Things have changed. Google has changed. They have been apparent on what matters to ranking. Okay. So here, transform your backyard into an outdoor living space masterpiece. Okay. Trusted by 250 homeowners. Now, I'm going to get into what this is going to do for you. But look, we built a site asset. So if I go over to portfolio, like AI is just creating the images. It's got some reviews. Meet the team. Of course, we're not. This is not for an actual business, but this would be our show off to a hardscape client. All right, we're gonna get into it. Don't worry. Free consult, 3D design expert. Enjoy it. Like, I mean, come on. This thing is beautiful, beautiful. FAQ, so on and so forth. All right. So now that built. Oh, what was I doing? I was actually gonna go. Oh, I was showing you guys now how to find those clients. Okay. So let me get back to my presentation. All right. So we find businesses that need a website. So I explained that you open Google Maps and I walked you through all the ones that don't. Okay. They're basically a billboard hidden in a forest. Okay. Nobody's finding them. When they search for hardscaping near me, if you are not top 3, you're not getting phone calls. That's it. They're literally hiding from their own clients. Now, let me show you how to fix that in under 15 minutes. We built the website already. Okay. So, so I jumped ahead a little bit, but either way, you saw me build the site and you saw me find the leads of who you could sell the site to. Okay. Now, all right, I did all this. It actually took 5 minutes, not even 15 minutes. So this could literally almost be sold out of the box minus tweaks once you actually sell it to a real local business. And yes, they would pay $500 to $3,000, built in under 5 minutes. But I want to show you something even crazier. I don't just use that prompt because there's still a lot of back and forth that you need to go through to get the final product that you can deliver to a client, right? So here's what I do. All right. I actually built a custom software that builds the entire website from scratch, including their actual Google reviews, their actual pictures, their actual branding, and a custom prompt for that business specifically, all in one click. Okay, do you guys want to see that? Just curious. So instead of copying and pasting a prompt that, let's say, somebody gives you or I give you, I'm going to show you how you can do this not only faster, better, um, but like less work for yourself. All right, is this where I call it the one click? All right, so you basically type a business name, it automatically pulls all of their information in images and reviews. It creates a 5,000 word prompt, not a 10-word prompt, and it builds websites in minutes. All right, so let me show you live walkthrough. Okay, and then it reminded me to check the first build. So we have this one. Okay, so we did this with a copy paste prompt. All right, now I'm going to go to, let me slide over my AI site builder. Okay, so let's play a game really quick. Let's go back here. Um, who should I specifically build a website for? Should I choose Federici? Somebody made a joke and they said Federici looks like a $500 client. Okay. So let's do Federici. I don't remember where the hell he was. Oh, perfect. You know what? He only has one review. So I want to find somebody that has like at least a few. So let's not do that. Let's find. All right, he's got 11. KP Landscape and Maintenance. Let me find somebody early on. Let's go back. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Jake Calderon. North Halden, pretty close to me. I just want to make sure that they don't have some. All right, this is perfect. Okay, he doesn't have like a website that's not connected to his Google Business profile. So we're going to call it J Calderon Landscaping. All right, so watch what I'm going to do. I have my AI site builder. I'm going to go new website build. I'm going to pull this page up. I'm just going to copy this here. And it's going to go and it's going to pull via API. This is the one I want, right? 35 Vina Ave. Let's just make sure this is the one. 35 Vina Ave. And I'm going to click this. And now it's going to pull via API up to 10 images that I can use on the site. All right. Okay, so this is let's go through which ones are pretty nice. All right, so this is a nice backyard one. He also does landscaping, so we can choose a landscaping. Oh, this is a nice one. Nice one. I like this. Retaining wall. Pool. Show them doing some work. Finished pool. Some stairs. How many did I choose? Over here. I have one picture remaining. Deck. Okay. I'm going to continue to review. And I'm going to click build site. All right. So what that's going to do, it's going to build the instructions, AKA prompt, using all of the information that it finds already for that specific company online. Okay. All right. So while that does, it's gonna in about 5 minutes give me a lovable logo here, and then I'll click it and show you what we do. Okay, we checked the first build. So I'm actually going to open this up a little bit for questions while we wait for this, because I don't want to keep going into the into the later on. So I want to just answer a few questions really quick while this builds. Somebody said beautiful tours. Does the client have to find their own hosting and domain? Lovable gives you everything. New Chrome available? All right. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Sorry, Ice Cream Adventure. Update Chrome, bro. I will when I feel it's necessary. Which maybe it might be. I don't know. Nobody told me anything. Nobody warned me that something bad's gonna happen. Is something bad gonna happen? Hold on. I'm gonna put my Fairlife protein in the refrigerator really quick because I tried to drink it and it was warm and it's disgusting. All right. Daniel Pope taking action. Yeah, don't go to this. I have a block on it right now because I don't want people just jumping into this thing. So it's I guess I should have probably hid the URL, but it's not going to let you in. Yeah, I blocked it. Yeah, so if you guys want me to kind of like tell you what I do when I sell these sites, I not only sell them for whatever they're going to give me. I mean, it literally takes me a few clicks, and then I get them on a recurring. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. You guys are jumping ahead. No, I don't give a refund policy. I'm giving them the site. Absolutely not. Charles asked about Lovable. So, I will. So Go High Level. Go High Level is known for. If anybody doesn't know what it is, it's basically an agency software, a web app, right? That allows you to run your entire marketing agency out of. It's what I use. It's what hundreds of thousands of agencies use. It's the best thing out there. And they like to they like to copy the biggest and greatest tools, and so they actually have a level like they copied Lovable basically somehow. I don't know how they do it or what they do, or at least they copy the outcome of something. All right, let me just do this so this builds. So now, so when it's done pulling all of the information in, you click Build with Lovable. All right, and it's going to ask you where do I build it. This is just my workspace. It's same kind of process. All right. So it's going to review project scope. Let me make this a little smaller. I mean, it's can't see anything. I'll make it bigger in a second. The AI thing is called Lovable, but don't go and start buying things, guys. Wait. I have offers and stuff. I have like cool things that I want to give. Don't go do anything. Don't go into the client site builder. You could do what Daniel Pope said. I literally called a mobile mechanic to sell a site while listening along. I think Daniel Pope has been in my trainings before. The name sounds very familiar. I use Go High Level to do everything. Literally use Go High Level to do everything. But in actuality, for these things, like I just create a Stripe invoice and send it. Zamont Frankel Hazen is building books, writing books. I hope you're making money. Are you making money building books? Oh, okay. Hold on. It's doing this. Okay. So anyway, so Go High Level is coming out with their own. The one that they have now is horrific. So I'm using Lovable. If Go High Level comes out with an AI site builder that is comparable, I will most likely use both, maybe, or maybe I'll use Go High Level's internal one. I mean, I'm all about keeping things in house, but they will, we'll see how it does. I'm going to get beta access to it, so I'll be one of the first people to get access to it, and I'll probably put a YouTube video up about it. All right. So this is building. What did I say I was going to do? Oh, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for this to build. Lovable actually is free. So you get 5 free credits a day, up to 30 credits a month. Basically, a credit like right now, this is probably using to build this entire site. Maybe it's using 5 credits. So essentially, like you could build a site a day. Somebody asked me, is it possible to have your own hosting? I don't know. I don't. Again, in the beginning of this, I said, what did I say to you guys? I said in the beginning, simplicity wins. When you start to think like, and again, I understand that when you see new things, questions arise, and they should, and it's good, and you ask. But like, I could let me ask the questions before you ask them. Oh, how do you get it on the web? What about hosting? Who pays for hosting? Are you going to pay for it forever? What if the client stops paying? We're going to answer all that stuff. But it has its logo, right? The logo is something that I edit afterward, and I'm going to explain why this process is important. Um, Let me see if I can continue while this builds. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. It'll build. Uh-oh. Oh, it's over here. All right, we've set up the design system, built the layouts. Now, does it look like I have to be technical? Let's market local built one. Yeah, yeah. So exactly. So I'll get into that stuff. I know there's some people on here that have had access to a lot of the stuff I'm talking about. So don't give too much away. Yeah. So if you want, guys want to grab a coffee, leave this thing running. I got my water. So let me think of some other questions for you guys. So when it comes to like the domain and hosting, right? We don't right out of the box, we don't need to do anything to sell this. Okay. Um, this is not about getting a website fully built on the internet with a URL because that costs money, right? I mean, $8 a year for a domain. It's not that much money. And actually, let's talk about that for a second. I know there's some people here that are young, probably under 18. So this doesn't pertain to you. But everybody that's an adult here, you know, we need to have a better conversation about money and running a business. Okay. Because I've seen too many times, and I want to remind you guys, I've had 18,000 people reach into their pocket and swipe a credit card or input their credit card into an invoice or whatever. And I've seen it thousands of times where they think that they can go and build a business and never have to spend a dollar. Like I get the barrier to entry is low in starting an online business, but there's also like reality in life. There has to be some sort of money spent. Like, do you have to go and open up a brick and mortar store for $100,000? No. But I mean, for God's sake, a couple $100 to run a business is not going to, if that's not the case, then while this builds, I'm going to have a better conversation about how like your job is your asset, which funds your side hustle until you can get rid of your job to run your side hustle as a full-time job. And it's what I did. It's what I've seen thousands of my students do. They don't quit their job to run a business and then penny pinch their way there. Okay. It's just not going to happen. Oh, so kick 70, that's great. Yeah. So not necessarily. They're not going to necessarily see a logo. And who cares? Is he going to go and build it himself? No. I owned a local business before. I just want everybody to remind everybody. I didn't even have time to eat. Never mind build a website. Okay? All right, so that's done. Okay, so let me show this really quick. Okay, so this is Jay Calderon Landscaping and Construction, trusted local exterior specialist. Jay Calderon is the business that I chose in my web app in this AI site builder. Okay, it has his real phone number on it. It has the images that it was able to. It's not AI images; these are his real images. Sometimes they don't all go through. And then again, it's not making up information; it's pulling the information from his Google Business Profile. So this isn't made up. Okay, his Google Business Profile has pictures and images of him doing tree removals, power washing, retaining walls, yard cleanup, soil. These are real reviews from that local business. So let me go over here. All right, cool. So let me go over to, just in case you guys don't believe me, his reviews. Isabella Kwan. Here's Isabella Kwan. Roll up grass, clean the driveway, restructure some oil. We had to remove our roll up grass, clean the driveway, restructure some soil. Reviews, these aren't fake. Okay. Okay. So here's our work. Pulled the images from his Google Business Profile. Serving North Jersey. This is what's on his Google Business Profile. These are the towns he services. The footer, real phone number, real address, hours pulled from his Google Business Profile. If I click here, here's more reviews. Okay. It pulls, I think, 5 or 6 of them. Services, landscaping. Here's him doing landscaping. What to expect. Typical, like this is 80% there. Okay. 80% there. Now, if you look down here, edit with Lovable, I could remove this, and it does depend on the plan that you have. But I'm going to answer this as straightforward as I can. Jay Calderon, I have a full-blown website for you. Let me show you. You have 5-10 minutes. And again, I'm going to go through more of this. You have 5-10 minutes to jump on a Zoom. And by the way, this is what I did the other day. I took my phone. The guy didn't believe me. It was a tree care company. And I just took a picture of it and then sent him a text message. And then he called me back. He was like, dude, you already built it? Like, what if I didn't want it? And I'm like, well, if you didn't want it, I'm going to just go to your competitor and try to offer it to him. Right? That's kind of have the info I have. Okay. So again, so now everybody gets the point. All right. And now I'm going to go through this because I'm running out of time over here. I think I've been on here for an hour and a half. I still got 145 of you on. So do you feel like this is gangster? I mean, I use that word because I think it's unbelievable. So if my 14-year-old son and my thousands of students can use this software to do this and build let's just say 500, let's say 200 or $300. Who cares? Give me a yes in the chat, but I'm going to do you feel like you could do this? You saw me do it. You have the software, you choose the business, you run with it. All right. It's just not me doing this. And again, I'm going to show you other people that are doing it. Understand the results are not typical. Results will vary greatly. Like, will you actually do what you have to do? Lance, $3,000 for an AI built site plus $468 yearly recurring revenue. So Lance, like most of us do, he charged $3,000 for a lovable AI built website using the tools that I showed. And then he's keeping it unlovable and he's just charging extra because of by the way, unlovable, I think $20 or $25 a month will get you the hosting with the website. Oscar, $2,000 pounds. So as you can see, this could be done in other countries. Barbara Johnston, $1,500. So you know how to build the website. You know the system works, but a website without a client is a hobby. So the question is, how do you make money from this? Well, you need to get clients, and here's exactly how you could do that. Pillar 2, client getting. All right. My moderator is telling me I need to hurry up because I'm going to lose some of you. So hopefully I won't lose. Oh, look, I lost some of you. So I need to move fast. You need to find businesses that will pay you. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this because you might have to do things that you don't want to do, but it'll be worth it. All right. So here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to pick up the phone and call. Now, don't worry. For those of you who can't imagine doing this, I will have some good news later on. Okay. Because James, like I get this a lot. I hate the idea of cold calling. And by the way, so do I. I hate it, but it gets easy. But let me tell you why this is nothing like it. This is different from any cold call you've ever imagined. You're not calling random people begging for business. You're calling someone with a problem that you can already see. And you already built the solution. So I want you to imagine if a mechanic, funny enough, somebody said that they were calling mechanics, called you and said, "Hey, I noticed your tire is flat, so I already fixed it. Want to come see it?" Would you be annoyed? No, of course not. You'd be grateful. And that's what we're doing here. Let me show you how it's done. Again, Google Maps, type in any service, any city, tree care company near me, plumber in Dallas, HVAC in Phoenix. You look at the results. I'm not going to go through it because I already showed you. Some have a website link, some don't. And the ones without a website, those are your prospects. Their name is right there. Their phone number is right there. Their reviews are right there. Their address is right there. All public information, all free. Before you call, you build them a site using the exact method I just showed you in pillar one. A few clicks, a few minutes, you now have an asset, a real professional website with their business name on it. This is your secret weapon because now you're not calling to sell, you're calling to show. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you exactly what to say. And still, most of you are probably thinking, it sounds great, but I can never do it. You know what? You should, but most will not. Okay. But for those of you who will actually follow through with this later today or tomorrow, and some of you are doing it right now, here's the exact words you need to say to secure your first website sale. Pick up the phone, and here's what you're going to say. "Hey, this is James from Visibility. This is Jane. Hey, is this JB Calderon what was it? A hardscape company?" If they say yes, great. "My name is James. I live in the local area. I was just checking out your company online and saw you had some great reviews, but you didn't have a website. Was there a reason for that?" That is literally all, not only I say, hundreds of people who've learned this. That's all they say. Because what does this do? It forces them to answer why. Because when you know why, you can then know what to say of why you can get past that. Okay. And I'll give you an example. That's literally the opening. You're not pitching, you're not asking a question, and they will answer because it's a real problem that they already know they have. When you call them out on it, they're like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? Here's why." Now it becomes a conversation. They're going to say usually one of these three things. Okay. Um, when I was quoted or when I looked into it, it was way too expensive. Well, funnily enough, I already built you a brand new site, and the money it will bring you will be way more than what it will cost you. Are you free to get on a Zoom? So I want to show you this to you. I'm excited for it. Right. And a lot of times it'll be like, "What do you mean you already built it?" No, like I already literally built it for you. Okay. Number two, listen, I'm just already I already have enough business. Okay. That's really what that meant. I totally hear you, but I was just curious. I actually already built you a free demo website. Would you be against getting on a 10-minute call so you could see it? And if you like it, consider it. If not, no hard feelings. All right. So I kind of just like I don't really care that they said they're too busy. All right. Because I don't believe them. They're full of it. Number three, I get enough business anyway. All right. That's great to hear. But I'm just curious though. Are you unable to take on more business at the moment? If they say they could take on more business, then great. Book them on a 10-minute Zoom call. So here I really kind of say to them, "Oh, okay. So if I needed to hire you right now, you would tell me no." You know what they say? No. I wouldn't. "Oh, so you don't have enough business because you could get more." All right. So the whole point is to get them on a 10-minute Zoom. All right. It's one thing. It's the book of 5-10 minute Zoom, show them. And in some cases, honestly, you could even do it on your phone, like FaceTime them. All right. You're not closing on the phone. You're not selling on the phone. You're showing someone a solution to a problem that they already have. Okay. And if they don't buy, you use the same demo site, because this is the question, for the next prospect in that industry. And then the next one and the next one. You build one site per industry and show it to dozens of businesses until somebody buys. Okay. And imagine how cool it would be if maybe a friend who owns a business, or maybe you hired someone to fix your heat who might be interested, or maybe someone knows someone who owns a business and might be interested. I mean, even if you know people that own businesses that have websites, maybe they want a new one. Maybe it's ugly. Maybe it doesn't do its job. Maybe it gets no traffic. Maybe it does nothing on there. Yeah, show full whatever. You're 12 years old. I mean, why are you not in school? I don't know where. Like, you should be in school. Get straight A's and graduate when you're 18. So even though picking up the phone and calling businesses who do not have a website is very effective, you can start with people you know first. See how easy this is when you lead with the asset. Now, you may be thinking, James, this all sounds good, but this is way too simple. There's no way this works. Well, I want to prove to you that it works and has worked for many other people. Okay, Wade, $3,500. Mikkel, 7,283 in 1 month by doing this process and then upselling. Jamie, $14,000 in cash collected on a $32,000 contracted over 6 months. It's life-changing money for the same system I'm showing you right now. Normal people in the same position as you making thousands of dollars with AI. So as you can see, this is possible for you right now in 2026. Now that you know how to build a website and find clients, let me show you the final piece, the recurring revenue engine. And those who are freaked out by calling businesses, hang tight. I have a solution for you to find clients without having to call anyone. All right. So this is where it gets really interesting. You build the website, it's great, $500, $1,000, yada, yada, yada. But that's a one-time money. What if I told you the website is just a foot in the door? So let me explain. When you build a website for a local business, you solve one problem. I don't have a website. But by solving that problem, you create new problems, good problems for you, problems that they're going to have to pay you to solve again and again and again each month. Okay. So I want you to think about it. They have a great website now, great. But what about the hosting, AKA keeping the website live on the internet? You provide and charge for that. Their website is live, but nobody can find it. They need SEO, ranking higher on Google. You provide and charge for that. They're getting traffic, but no reviews. You need reputation management. You provide and charge for that. They want more leads. They need a CRM, a chatbot, automated follow-ups. You provide and charge for that. They want to run ads, Google ads, Facebook ads. You provide and charge for that. They need someone to manage their Google business profile. You provide and charge for that. Database reactivation, email marketing, text campaigns. You provide all of that if you want, right? I'm not saying you have to, if you want, okay? Stack all these together and you could charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 a month per client, depending on the niche. Okay, so imagine in 90 days, you've signed 5 clients. Each one is paying you $1,000 a month for hosting, SEO, maybe email marketing, right? Whatever you want. That's $5,000 per month hitting your bank like clockwork. You don't have to ask your boss for permission. And you woke up, checked your phone, and saw payments come in. I mean, I'm kind of being facetious here, but you could easily get to $60,000 a year coming from a few hours of work in AI. Right now, could you go and do this? Again, I'm giving you examples. I'm throwing numbers out there. You could take them literally or not, but this happens all the time in my coaching. You could literally just sell websites. I showed you a video of Alex Hormozy of a guy who's done $20 million selling $450 websites. Okay. So what about in 12 months? Maybe you have 10 clients at 1,000. Do you guys honestly do not believe? I just showed you how easy this is. Do you not believe that you could do this? It could be 120,000 a year, recurring money every month like clockwork. And here's the best part. AI does most of the work for you. It could write the content. It can manage the reviews. It could run chat bots. You're not trading time for money. You're building a machine that pays you every single month. And that's the power of this business. We're looking at this business as a whole, not just websites, although you could do really well just selling websites. And people are doing this right now. And if you're still doubting and thinking there's no way this actually works, here's some more examples, okay? Again, results not typical. I grab best case studies. I show you the best case because I want to motivate you, okay? I interviewed Dylan, who's doing 150,000 a month. Josh doing 30,000. He was a pastor. Sarah was doing $20,000 a month. She was with a system that doesn't work. And so you're starting to take action and see what's possible for you. So I want you to, honestly, my question here is this. Type in the chat. Do you believe you can do, forget what I have on the screen. Do you believe that this is possible if you put in the work? Do you believe that this is possible if you do the work? Some people, if you want to say no, be honest. But I don't know how you would say no, but we'll talk more if you can say no. That means if you say no, that means that you don't believe in yourself, which is understandable. I've started from scratch. We all start where we stand. All right. Yes, 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 absolutely, for sure, sure. Yes, get them faster. Who believes they could do this? I use a tool called Lovable. Yes, 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 anything's possible. I think anything's possible, but there's some things that are not possible. I'll never run a 4-minute mile. I'll never bench press 300 pounds unless I went on steroids. All right, let's just do a quick recap. All right, we're running really. I thought I was going to get through this in an hour, but I got excited. All right, the live AI build, pillar one. You saw me build a website. You can understand, and I'll show you the website again. This thing you could sell it for $1,000, $2,000, okay? But you don't have to. You could sell it for $300 using AI, no coding, no design, literally no skills. The client getting machine, 11 million businesses without websites sitting on Google Maps waiting for you to help them. And by the way, I don't know if I'm going to get into this, but there's a tool I built that you don't have to scroll through Google. So hopefully I don't forget that. The recurring revenue engine, turn one-time websites into maybe 1,000 a month, maybe 500 a month, maybe 497 a month, right? Hosting, SEO, Google Business Profiles. And if you say to yourself, James, I don't know how to do any of that, hang tight, okay? Now, before I show you anything else, I want to show you something. Remember at the beginning, I said, if you stayed till the end, I'm going to give you the blueprint, AI website profit blueprint. This is the exact step-by-step system my students use to land their clients. It includes the prompts, the scripts, templates, everything, and it's yours for free, no catch, okay? I'm going to give this to you because I genuinely want you to succeed, whether you spend any money with me or not, all right? Go ahead and grab it. The link is in the chat. I think Jacob is going to put the link in the chat, and if not, I can grab it and drop it. Jacob, just let me know if you're going to put the link in the chat. Oh, perfect. Jacob did it. All right, now that we've covered all that, I actually have something special for you guys before we get to the Q&A, okay? Now, for those who grabbed the blueprint and are thinking it's all amazing, I like, but I would love more in depth. I want the softwares, I want the coaching, I want the community that I can lean on. I've got something special for you, all right? But before I do this, I'm going to show you how to get a hold of this one-click website builder. I'm also going to show you how to get how to instantly get hundreds of qualified leads in 1 click. And I've actually gone ahead and built you guys a special offer that will help you implement all of this and get your results faster than ever before. But hold on, I just want to show this. I really want to. I forgot to show this. I don't know if I messed up. So this is what we call our GBP vault. Okay. So remember how we searched through all the websites? We were trying to find them. So you will have access if you want. Again, I'm going to get into how to get access to all this. So if I go over here, find businesses, and I type in hardscape, let's type in Patterson and then New Jersey. All right. I'm going to unlock these leads. So if I go into the vault, it's going to build. Search history. It's going to build. It found 45 of them just like within a 10-mile radius of me. And then I can go into the vault and I can actually search that list, hardscape, and I could filter it automatically through a website. So let's see if any of these don't have a website. Okay, I found 20 businesses without a website. So I'm going to save that list. Hardscaping, no website. Save it to my vault. And now I'm going to download the CSV. And now, instead of me scrolling through and trying to find them, all right, I have my phone numbers of everybody who doesn't have a website. A&C, AB, Carmago, Carlos, Diaz, Hope, J&L, KZ Landscaping, and none of these people. And by the way, it brought me 21 of them, and that is in one city. I have hundreds of cities just in, I don't know how many cities are in New Jersey, but you get the point, right? All right. And I just go right down the list. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So I just wanted to show that to you. Okay. So let me get back to here. All right. So show you how you guys get a hold of my one-click. We got that. I'm also going to show you how to instantly get hundreds. I just showed you that. And I'm actually gone ahead and built you guys a special offer. I went through that. Also, those of you that are scared to ever make cold calls, these businesses that need our help, I also have a special training on how to find businesses already asking. All right, so stay tuned. And it's a special offer that's going to be only available on here to you guys who showed up to the class today. So would you guys be cool if I shared it with you before I get to the Q&A? Put a 1 in the chat if you're cool with me showing you how to get access to all of this. All right. Oh, shoot. What did I do? All right. You got 2 paths, okay? You got to take what you learned today and try to figure it out on your own. Honestly, like what you could do, like I'm getting little questions here about like how do you sell it to the client, right? And then like how do you hand it over to them? Like honestly, open up Chat GBT. You can literally ask that. Hey, I'm built a website in Lovable. How do I get it over to a client after they pay? They'll give you an answer for that. Okay. Or watch more YouTube videos, piece it together. Maybe you build a website. Maybe you even make a phone call. This is the path that most people take, and it's the same reason that people don't ever make their first dollar online. Free content is usually the demise of people trying to earn. Why? And whether you believe me or not, ask yourself, look in your past, look at what you did yesterday. Where are you now versus where did you want to be? What were the actions that you took prior? I'm going to be real with you guys that have led you to today. What actions have you taken? What did you try to shortcut to get to where you wanted to be? And because usually you try to shortcut your way there, you end up nowhere. I've been there, guys. I'm not a saint here. By the way, prior to 2014, I spent 7 years failing online. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I tried everything you can think of. I bought course after course, but if I look back at my actions, I bought all this crap, but I never put any of it in action. One time I had to borrow $7,000. There's a guy by the name of Alex Jeffries. He was selling some sort of mentorship, and I paid $7,000 in. I didn't have it. I borrowed it from a buddy of mine. It was the most embarrassing thing in the world. I never opened it. Life got in the way. I got busy. I didn't believe in myself, and it was a waste of $7,000. It took me like 2 years to pay him back. So I understand where you've been, where you like why you've made the choices you've made, but maybe at some point, mine was 2014 where I said enough was enough. And I'm like, whatever I invest in now, I'm going to put in action. And whatever happens, whatever, how many no's I get, whatever doors are slammed in my face, I'm sticking to one thing. Because if I continue to jump around, I'm never going to actually get good at anything. What happens when challenges arise, like in any business? What happens when you get an objection that you don't know, like you can't overcome? Or how do you get more leads without burning out? Basically, like, a lot of times people learn new stuff and they have nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, nobody to talk to. They're alone, sitting not literally in their basement, but for a lot of people in their basement. Or what do you say to clients to upsell them into other services? How exactly do you fulfill these services? Like, there's a lot of knowledge gap. If you just want to go build websites, build them in Lovable. Ask ChatGPT for a prompt. And you could probably get almost there. You could sell it, right? Use the free PDF to check mark to make sure you don't miss any steps. So these are the questions. So these questions are the reason most people quit or never start to begin with, because you get stuck, you freeze, you get paralyzed, and you quit. And then you go on to the next shiny thing, TikTok Shop, and then that doesn't work. And then you go to the next shiny thing. I don't there's so many of them out there. Instagram Shop. What's the new one? What's not? You try to become an influencer. You try to make TikTok videos. Oh, it's exhausting. But like, imagine like you just said, you know what? I'm going to follow one thing because the business makes sense. I know there's 11 million businesses with no website. I'm going to follow this and I'll sell them. I'll build them. I'll get really effing good at it and I'll make money. And then I'll upsell them other things. It is honestly not because you're not capable, because you're alone. Like, you have nobody to motivate you. You have nobody to talk to. Like, it's horrible. I was there. And doing things alone is the fastest way to give up. You got no accountability. You got nothing. Alone, watching YouTube videos, Maybe sometimes you feel motivated. You take a couple notes from, the 25 gurus you follow. I get it. I can't even imagine thinking back. Like I didn't really have that many shiny objects. I would see a lot of like Facebook ads maybe back in the day, but um like now I can't even imagine what you guys deal with when you can't sit in one opportunity and actually get really good at it because you're just getting pulled in a million directions. So that's why I want to talk about the second path. I'm going to give you the entire system, both softwares, support to get your first high ticket client in the next 30 to 60 days. Okay. I believe you can get it even faster than that. So my hope with this class is that if I hit end on the call today, you can take away what you've learned today to make some money and taste the freedom of having your own business. I'm hoping that you can go and taste the fruits of your own labor. But let me ask you a question. If you tore a ligament, I thought this image was funny. That's why I put this here. Would you fix it yourself? Or would you pay a specialist who has done it 1,000 times? And when you get the surgery, would you wait 6 months to do it? Or would you do it as soon as possible before it's too late and you have knee pain for life? All right. So, in my opinion, your problem now is that you have a torn ligament in your knee. And it's that your job, your income, your livelihood might be at risk, might not, but you're just sick and tired. You want freedom, you want more money. And the economy is changing fast. So, what do you think will give you the higher chance of surviving, or forget about surviving? Like, what do you think would give you the highest chance if you have a blueprint? Other people that you learn from, other people that are doing the same thing you're doing. You could ask questions, get answers, ask questions, get answers. Like, and I'm not talking about getting answers in 3 days, getting answers like within an hour. Or do you think you could actually make this work if you have to go and figure it out on your own? And it's an honest question I want you to sit with. Or do you think it would be a lot easier to work with a specialist who's helped 17,000 people? Obviously, not 17,000 people went out and made money, right? You always have your small percentage of those who actually do something. Most people don't even go through the first video of trainings. It's wild and crazy, but it's true. So that's why today I want to make you a no-brainer that you're going to get my help today, okay? And I want to make it completely unreasonable for you to fail. So this is why I created, I don't know if some of you guys probably already know, my school community, AI Agency Vault. Before you go and start searching for it, hold on. I just want to make sure that my moderator is not yelling at me for missing something. Okay. So I have a school community, AI Agency Vault, and I built it to be the straightest path to making money using AI and maybe, right, possibly scaling it to 10,000. I have a lot of students who have 10,000, 20,000, $100,000 agencies. But this is how it works. When you join today, you're going to get this, our AI website arbitrage. Everything I went through today, step by step by step. Leave nothing unturned. All the questions that some of you are asking, there's literally trainings on doing everything that you are questioning, okay? The exact prompts, templates, scripts, and systems that I use in my own agency for you to use instantly. This is going to give you a full A to Z course on signing clients and operating your website. And normally it's like $1,000 a year, okay? The one-click website builder that I charge outside of school community members monthly for that. The GBP lead vault, again, I pay. I charge for that. Weekly Q&A. Actually, hold on. I didn't put these together. Actually, nobody, if you're not in my school community, you can't get access to the website builder. I don't know what happened there. And you can't get access to the GBP lead vault. Only my school community members get access to that. When you join, obviously weekly Q&A calls, okay? Coaches get on, and then we're adding another call to come on week to make it a couple times a week. Marketing agency essentials. This is like, I used to sell this. I used to run Facebook ads and YouTube ads to a product called Marketing Agency Essentials. They got on a call. We sold it for $2,000. Okay. It was actually called Phase 1 Marketing. I renamed it when I put it in our school. You get the exact step-by-step blueprints to upselling your offers. Not only upselling, understanding the offers. Like if you want to upsell to AI chatbots, any of you know how to, some of you might, but if you don't know how to set it up, we'll teach you how to set it up so then you can sell it, okay? So this is going to tell you what to offer and how to deliver them, all right? Modern day SEO, a buddy of mine has created, who I believe is the guru's guru of SEO. You want to upsell SEO? I have a training on that. It's absolutely everything that you need to go from zero to starting your own AI agency and making money with this system. And because you're here today, I want to give you a special bonus to make it completely unreasonable that you're going to fail. So if you join today, for those of you who use Go High Level Mastery, I literally have a complete training walkthrough on the main software that you use to run your agency. From starting, from literally signing in, signing up, signing in. It's free for 30 days. You don't need it unless you have a client. We always tell a lot of our students, like, don't go and get Go High Level unless you have a client. Okay. This is the main, this is what you run your business out of. It has all the AI service tools that you can upsell. And I have all the trainings on how to you literally run all of the AI tools. And normally $497. I'll give it to you for free. Upwork Mastery. Don't want to call. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but I didn't mention this in the beginning. We have data from our coaching program from 2018 to 2024 or 23, where we run sales contests. It used to be every month. Now we do it every quarter. And so people would post screenshots like some of the ones I showed you during a sales contest, and we calculated all of it. And I think up until 2023, it was 2.8 million in verified student retainers that our students landed. And do you know what the number one way, because everybody's scared to pick up the phone, you know what and by the way, I get it. The number one way people landed clients, we called it computers reach, Freelancer and Upwork. I'll give this to you for free. Okay. We put together this for a $2,000 accelerator training that we sold in our community to people who've already paid for us. We'll give this to you for free. So if you don't want to cold call, set up your Upwork profile, what to put on it, and how to bid for jobs. The CQI web app, which I didn't even show, it's our client qualification interview AI web app that will literally walk you through the entire sales process without having to actually sell. It's literally perfect for beginners. I have a price on this, but I actually stopped selling it to other people. You have to be in the school community because what happens is people buy, like, let's say this, and then they have a question, but they're not in the community, and it doesn't make any sense. So only my school community members get this. And also, if for the first 10 people who say yes today, I'm going to get to what the price is. I'm going to give you a $50 gift card to Lovable so you can go and run with this. Follow the trainings and build some stuff. I'll give you a $50 gift card for the first 10 people that join. Oh, I thought somebody was asking me. And then I'll also give the second 10 people a $25 gift card. All right. So I'm going to get to the price of what this is going to cost you today. So here's everything you're going to get. The AI website arbitrage, which is a $1,000 a year product. The one-click custom website builder, essentially, it's actually priceless because you can't buy it. The GBP lead vault, can't buy it, priceless. Weekly Q&As, priceless. Marketing agency essentials, that was a $2,000 program. Modern day SEO, he charges $300 a year for that. The CQI web app, theoretically priceless because I don't allow anybody in that anymore. And the Go High Level Mastery to make you literally, like, you'll know everything and the only things that you need to know to run Go High Level. Almost $5,000. Okay. Then Facebook Ads Mastery, PPC Mastery is a $1,000 course. I'll throw it in there for you today only. All right. So if I add those in there, oh wait, hold on, I forgot something. Oh no, it's about $8,000. All right. But don't worry, you're not going to pay 8, right? Before I tell you how much you're going to invest, you need to understand that these bonuses are not something I typically offer. So how much is this worth? You know, because the only way to make money, the only way I make money, honestly, is that you stay within our community. Okay. So you win, I win. All right. So if you join, you don't get results, you leave. And if you leave, then I'm not making any more money from you. And that means that you're not making any money. And I failed at what I'm providing. Now, I'm not going to also get into, like, most people don't do anything, but whatever. I'll take the hit on the chin. So my entire business model depends on you winning. That's why I built this as foolproof as humanly possible. How much? 10? I mean, imagine you pay 10 and it could help you make 10 a month. Cool. I'm not going to charge you 10. 5? That would be, I believe that would be a good deal because I've already charged, if you add it all up, way more than that, piecing it together. And honestly, I'm not going to charge you 5. 2, I could easily, not going to, because one client literally covers it. It's a freaking steal. I'm not going to charge you 10, 5, or 2. You can get everything I showed you today, the agency vault, get access to the one-click website builder for free, my lead tool to generate hundreds of leads that you need to that literally you could sell instantly, the coaching calls, the bonuses, all for $997 for the entire year. That's it. You pay $1,000 per year for the entire year. If in 6 months you don't need me anymore, don't worry, cancel it, and you won't be charged ever again. $997 for the entire year. That's about $2, $2.50 a day. Okay. I dropped the URL down below in the chat. There you go. It should be pinned, maybe. Oh God, I'm getting dropped in a lot. All right. And here's the crazy thing. Not only do you make your money back with your first client, okay, you could literally double it, and everything after that is pure freaking profit. All right. I want you to think about it. If you invest $997 to get access to everything, you land one client at 2,000, it's $1,000 profit on your first deal. Then you land a second client, third, fourth, it's literally all profit after that. Okay. Plus the recurring revenue that I'm going to teach you how to do. Okay, that you're going to get paid every single month. The return on investment, honestly, is crazy because what did we talk about in the beginning? The knowledge gap is what costs you the most amount of money, the opportunity cost. So here's the thing. It's going to, this offer is only available right now with the link in the chat, and it's going to expire when the class ends. I'm actually being dead serious about this. But before we get to the Q&A, let me address the elephant in the room. I know that making an investment can be very, very difficult. I get it, parting ways with your money. It's not easy for me either. And I've been there. When I invested my first course, that Facebook ad that I saw, it was horrific. I hated it. I barely had the money, so I put it on a credit card. You know what? It's the best decision I ever made. I told you that story in the beginning. It's not because the course was perfect, but because it gave me a system to follow instead of guessing. So allow me to tell you how I think through investments. You have to ask yourself, honestly, a simple question. Am I more or less likely to make money from this investment? Do you think you can close just one client? Or says, sorry, I skipped that. Said differently, if you had a step-by-step system and have coaching that's going to help you or going to coach you every single week, do you think that you can close, I don't know, one client at 500? Forget 2,000. Two clients at 500, one client at 1,000? If the answer is yes, you should pull the trigger 100 out of 100 times because the cost of not taking action is bigger than the cost of losing money. Because after being in the business for 12 plus years and investing in hundreds of thousands of programs, hundreds of thousands of dollars into programs and courses myself, I've literally never regretted any of them, except maybe one. But it was $35,000. I did regret one. It was 35,000, not 1,000. Even the ones that weren't exactly how I expected because I was able to extract some sort of value from it. So do you think that if you follow the steps I showed you in this class, and if you have all the people helping you through the entire process, plus all the trainings that are step-by-step, that you're likely to sign just one client and see success like the thousands of reviews that we have? And if you don't think you are, then don't do this. I respect it. But if you are, click the link in the chat, sign up, and I'll see you on the inside, and I can't wait to help you. All right. So let's get to Q&A. Drop your questions. If you want to join, secure the live offer. First 10, get a $50 card. I'll reach out to you personally. Second 10, get a $25 lovable gift card. I'll reach out to you personally and start asking your questions. All right. So what are you going to teach the entire year? You're paying $997 for everything I just showed you for 1 year because this business changes. And we always have to put new trainings in. So I can't tell you what I'm going to teach next week. Maybe something new comes out. Maybe something changes. Maybe all of a sudden, I don't know. I have no idea. But in 6 months, I can tell you that we'll have to update trainings, redo trainings, that like the same thing that we've been doing for 8 years. Okay. It's not like pay once and we work for free. Is AI voice part of your agency's offer? If so, what are your thoughts? Yeah, it's a throw-in on my offer. I just kind of throw it in there. You know? Yeah, go ahead, Charles. Thanks for joining. So yeah, AI voice is good. I've found that a lot of local businesses don't really they want to answer they want a human being answering the phone. Maybe that'll change when the AI voice doesn't sound so roboty, but it's kind of obvious that it is. All right, does anybody have any other questions? The PDF is located up there. I believe up here. Just click the PDF. Yeah, it's right here. Is it UK? Yeah, of course. UK, Australia. I mean, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. They're amazing markets. Yeah, there you go. Martin Mr. 6662 makes a very good point of what the most valuable thing of my offer is getting access to our community. If I could tell you how many partnerships have been made where somebody does the calling and somebody does the building, I wouldn't be able to count it on my fingers and toes. Yeah, Daniel, no, not right now. This is going to be a yearly plan. I added way too much for somebody to pay, you know, a little bit, grab everything, and then bounce. I added a lot more. Is it a must to hop on Zoom calls? No, kick 70. You don't have to. You could do it over text, do it over Facebook DMs. That's good too. I maybe I'm old school. I do Zoom calls. I don't think I'm old school though, at all. All right, Hamdan Basha. Thanks, man. Thank you guys. What else you guys got? Any questions about the offer? Any questions about anything about what I went through today? Domains again. You know the domain. If you sell a website to a local business and they purchase it from you, you just set it up for them. You can go into their own domain registry. Anyway, all that training is in this. Gina, thanks. I gotta go. If I'm using Lowell for free, should I make the website before or after calling business? Because many will reject my offer for sure. Yeah, you don't have to. Oh, so that's actually something I didn't talk about. So if you're gonna call businesses, let's say you pick a niche. Yeah, you don't need to build. You don't need to build it yet. And I believe you. Yeah, you don't need to build it yet. But if one of them says, "Yeah, I'll take a look," then you build it. Is that the plus access to level? Etc. Mark Stanton. Mark Stanton, I believe you're already in. I don't know. Like if you're already in my school, like this, you got everything. You don't have to worry about this. I should have mentioned that earlier. If you're if you're a local marketing vault student of mine, and or you're in my school community already, you do not. This is not for you. Daniel, right now, no. So just I feel like you're in my school community, so don't worry about any of this. All right, good luck, kick 70. 16 is you're good, 16-year-old. At least you have a deep voice. So, I think you're a man. Maybe not. But if you're a man, as long as you got a deep voice, then business owners will they won't hang up on you. It depends on what you said in the beginning. I noticed that you don't have a website. Is there a reason for that? And then like whatever that reason is, kind of what you build off that call. In that CQI web app, I also have like cold calling. I don't know if you're in my school or not, but I have a cold calling feature where it'll give you all the objections. Men in con, I can't help you. I don't know what you're talking about. So let's not go back and forth. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, recorded. Yeah, we're on YouTube. Of course, it's recorded. It's here live on YouTube, guys. It's live on YouTube. Sarah, right now, the way it's set up, not sure, but make sure you just keep watching maybe your emails or something like that. We'll see what happens. Let's Market Local. I'm not sure if you're in my school, but I go through all that, and you could probably find it on my YouTube as well. So I'll hang out for another 5, 10 minutes, and then I went way over. Yeah, Switzerland. I don't know. Do you guys have businesses in the local area? I'm sure you do. I'm gonna come down here and sit down. I've been standing for too long. Ah, my feet are killing me. Yeah, Jamal already did. So I think you're in. I think you're in my. You're in my. Jesus, what the heck? School community already. I still got 70. I'll do a quick walkthrough of something else. I'll show you guys what I mean. So this again. Oh, come on. You can't get into here without signing up. So wait, no. Hold on. I don't want to show my email address. So like this is a web app that we use. Again, you have to be in my school community to get access to this. But like if you go up here, well, there goes my freaking screwed that one up. Cold calls. So like you can upload lists in here. So you can see I've been making phone calls like JE landscaping, phone numbers, and I could choose a cold call website build thing. So this would be the script that I'm using. And then uh hold on. Where is my I don't know where I put it. Yeah, okay. So these were kind of like the objections, and then you can kind of keep track of this, like no answer, as you make calls, if that's what you want to do, call back, follow up, blah blah blah. So this thing is pretty cool. And then there's other things too that you can. I'll show you guys. Like if you're gonna like ABC. Then let's go over here. Like these are the client qualification interview. Again, I can't. I'd be on here for 50, 60 hours straight. So like I have a whole training on this and what this is for. Client qualification interview. If you want to interview a client, because we don't sell, right? We teach you how to interview. It's just a lot of great stuff in the school community. So if you're up for it and you want to do it, grab it. I'm not here to beg anybody. It doesn't really matter. And so I will. Let me close this. Let me click here. And we've been at this for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I want to thank everybody. I'm going to jump off. I'm out of here. And I appreciate your time. And again, offer the link is here. Click it. And first 10 people get a $50 gift card to Lovable. Second 10 get $25. And I'll hopefully see some of you in the group. Peace out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put out free content at least once, um, a week. All right, all right, guys. Your stream will stop immediately, and you will no longer be cool.